Good afternoon, or maybe it's actually morning. I'm so screwed up. I just got back from traveling, so I was in a different time zone. So I think it's still morning where I'm at, but afternoon for some of you guys that will be tuning in. Hello, my name is Naomi Damask, and I run a business called Oh My Word. I'm an entrepreneur as well. Anyways, I figured today was a perfect opportunity. We're almost halfway through the month of January, and I know January is sort of the reset button for so many of us. We set new goals at the beginning of the year. We have new visions for ourselves from a personal standpoint as well as a professional standpoint. And I just wanted to check in with people, see where people are at, and also give people a little tidbit of 7 reasons why people end up giving up. And I just had the most wonderful week. I traveled to the DC area to help launch one of my new distributors in my business, and it was just a fabulous week. I got to hang out with Amy Homewood, and anytime you can soak up any of her knowledge and wisdom, I'm just so blessed. And it just made me really start to think about, I've been on this journey of what I'm doing for work for a while now, and it's definitely, as an entrepreneur, you either are going to make it or you're not going to make it. And I know I'm going to make it. It's just a matter of what the work I'm willing to put into it and how fast I really want to go. So I started thinking about some of the reasons why people end up giving up. One, a lot of times people are not willing to sharpen their skill sets. They want an outcome more than they're willing to actually learn a skill to do it. And that is so true for everything. I know in regards to even fitness stuff. My husband has started going to hot yoga with me, and I remember the first time I started going to yoga, I did the comparison game. I'd look around, I'd see all these other people doing like these amazing poses. You guys, I still cannot do crow to this day, and it drives me crazy. But I finally learned that I just have to keep sharpening my skills. And I went to a class this past week, and I actually learned more things. And at first I was thinking, oh, this is an easy class. I did it in Bethesda, Maryland. And it kicked my butt because what I learned in that class was new skills. And I think that's what we really need to hone in on, is not the outcome. It's not the outcome of me being able to do crow or the outcome of me with my business, but really sharpening my skills. So that's one thing. Two, we care too much about judgment, what other people think. Holy crap, like that is the biggest thing. I think we all are so worried about what people think, which when you stop to let that go and really truly let that go, so many wonderful things are going to happen for yourself. Because really, honestly, those people probably don't care about you that much. And if they're judging you in that way, then they're probably not a friend you really want to be around, or a business partner or acquaintance. You want people that are truly going to be your cheerleaders. So do not worry about the judgment. Worry about your journey. I think that's the biggest thing. 3, our failures. A failure is actually, it's basically a lesson in disguise. And I think about that all the time, because a lot of times I've heard, oh, Naomi, you're starting another new business. Oh, you've done this and this, and which I really haven't, but you start to sharpen your skills. So prime example, I started a handbag business. I had a side hustle before that term really was out there. When I worked for Maybelline, for many people that know me, I worked corporate America for many years, loved it, was climbing that ladder pretty fast, absolutely adored working. I'm a worker bee. But I had a side hustle at the same time. I loved designing handbags. And at this time, it was sort of the big thing was to have your unique handbags. And I did really well. But what I was naive about when I decided to leave my corporate job, thinking I'm going to replace my very good income, like sewing handbags, because I had just had a new baby, I learned very quickly that my child did not sleep, and you have to have a good light to sew. So that business morphed into something else. So I could have either viewed it as, oh, I failed at having Z2B handbag, or I could view it as a lesson that I gained all this wisdom, all this knowledge, and I was able to really apply it. And that's how I've looked at all my businesses, with Z2B as well as anything else that I've done. It's things that I've learned along the way. They're not failures. I've learned things. Another thing is, rather than throw in the towel, we need to learn to pivot. I think this is absolutely huge. If people can start to realize that, entrepreneurship or these goals are not linear. It's not a straight line. And maybe your vision is this at the end. You have, maybe it's a fitness goal. And you have that vision so much in mind that you actually end up throwing in the towel instead of pivoting and saying, you know what, maybe I need to go this way instead. I think if people can learn to pivot, they would be surprised at how much farther they will get. Then also being disciplined. This is huge. We have to be disciplined. Anything that you want, it's hard work, people. That's what it boils down to. It's hard work. You look at people at the gym, people that are very successful in the business world, it's discipline. They get up, they do their stuff. I had an opportunity to see Alan Stein, and I'm just starting to dive into his book, Raise Your Game. I'm super excited. Hopefully he and I will be doing a Facebook Live about that. But you guys, it truly is being disciplined. Do you think these people that are professional athletes, like basketball players, they're just like, oh, I'm just going to get up and shoot like 2 baskets? No, they get to the gym and they're shooting like thousands of baskets over and over. I mean, that's what we have to do. And so that's what we have to do in life. If you want to have a better body, that is literally being disciplined with your food, with your workout schedule. Being like, if you want to be disciplined and have a meditation, it's literally setting the time aside. Number 6, the comparison game. Oh my word, this one is the biggest killer. That is one thing that I'm actually talking about in my vitamin C parties, is especially women. I think men probably do it, but more so women, is the comparison game. And I've told my girls this, and they now know it. They'll even say, I know no one wins at the comparison game, because you don't. I mean, talk about self-sabotaging. I mean, I could be comparing myself to so many people that I know when it comes to the business that I'm in, and they'll be like, oh my word, they're so much farther. They've made so much more money than me. They're doing this and this and this, blah, 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 like all that craziness. But it's not going to help my own business. It might put a little fire under my butt, but it's not really going to improve what I need to do. So, and you also don't know people's journey. You really, truly don't. I mean, I think we all know that with Facebook. And, some people call it fake book, which there's some people that are truly fake out there. Other times I tell people they're going to put their best foot forward. They're going to show. So don't compare yourself to others. And I think that is key, because you really, truly never know what's going on in their life as well. And they might be thinking, oh, you have it all together. You have this perfect whatever. So don't do the comparison game. And lastly, the lack of self-belief. If you guys do not have belief in yourself, that should be like the number one thing. Actually, I had reversed that. That should actually be your number one thing that you need to work on. Is you have to have a total belief in yourself, belief in where you are going and what you are doing, because that's really what you have to do. That's why people will say personal growth journey is the most beneficial thing for you, because it truly is, because you have to have self-love. That is the biggest thing. And I don't think it's a bad thing to say, I love myself. I'm a great person. I have so much to offer. So if I can tell you anything out of those 7 things, is start to have self-belief. Start to tap into, there's so many fabulous coaches that are out there now, listening to different people. You can listen to free things as well. Mel Robbins has something going on right now. Dive into that. Tony Robbins, I mean, holy crap. If you don't get pumped up listening to his stuff, follow different people. Follow people that inspire you on Facebook and have real conversations. I think that's what it really, truly boils down to, is asking people. Don't be afraid to say, hey, you know what? I really want to sort of work on myself. Where do I begin? If you don't know where to begin, ask. Because there's so many people out there that know stuff that can really help you start to have some good self-belief in yourself. Anyways, I hope you guys are sticking to your goals for this year, and then you're making some progress. And I'm going to do a little plug right now that if you are starting to do some diets, make sure you start to truly care for your insides and not so much about what's going on the outside of your body. Because you guys, I'm watching all these people saying, oh, I'm joining this program, and they're eating processed, quote unquote, healthy stuff that they're buying from people. If it's processed, I'm sorry, I don't care what, natural stuff is in there. It's still not stuff you need to do. Eat real food, get sleep. And my other thing is, and I'm gonna say it, and you guys are gonna be like, this lady's crazy, the lymphatic system. Join my group and learn about the lymphatic system, because that's where everyone needs to start, is learning about your lymphatic system, because it's linked to your immune system. And it's one of the most important systems in our body that no one talks about. All right, that is it. Have a happy Monday. Go do something extra special today, something that you make yourself proud of. All right, have a great day. Thanks for tuning in.